It's the Britt Rochelle Show. Do, do, do.
Hey there, y'all. It's your girl, Britt, and welcome to my brand new kitchen. That's right, I moved. And with the new move and the new kitchen means new friends and the necessity for a housewarming party. And what says welcome home more than a delicious batch of fresh baked cookies? So today, we're making Snickerdoodles. For your Snickerdoodles, you're going to need 3 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar, a teaspoon of baking soda, 1.5 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of butter, room temperature of course, 1 whole egg and 1 egg yolk, 1 1/3 cup of your sugar. You can use granulated or I'm using brown, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. You'll also need some extra sugar and cinnamon for your toppings. So you'll want 1/3 cup of your sugar and half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Let's apron up and get started. Don't forget, before you start mixing any ingredients, make sure that oven is preheated to 375. You're already running late for your housewarming guests, and you don't want to make them wait any longer, so make sure that's preheated. 375. To start this party off right, we're going to go ahead and make our topping for the Snickerdoodle cookies. So just going to mix our sugar and our cinnamon in a small bowl, and then set it to the side. Half teaspoon here. Most cinnamon containers, or most spice containers really, will have the little doohickey up here to open the lid and just stick your spoon right in there. So use that. And just mix it together. To start the actual cookie process, we're going to mix our sugar and our butter in a bowl. You can use a stand mixer, a hand mixer. I'm just going to mix it by hand until it's smooth and creamy. And see, this is why we want the butter at room temperature, so that's nice and malleable and almost liquidy but not melted. Just perfectly, just boom, like that. Alright, we got our 1 1/3 cups of sugar in there. Let's get this nice and creamy-fied. Looks smooth and creamy to me. Next, add your eggs. The first egg you'll drop in whole, the second one you shall separate. Now to separate your yolk from the whites, you'll crack your egg like this, straightly on the side so you get it as in half as possible. Let the white fall into the bowl and just keep transferring the egg using the edge of the shell until you get the white completely separated. Alright, and we will plop it in with the rest of our mixture. You know what You know what I always say about my vanilla extract? We like to measure this with our heart. This time, my heart says about 2 teaspoons, so that's what we're going to add. And we mix again. All right. This mixture smells really good, but we're going to set it off to the side and get our dry ingredients going. In a separate bowl, of course. What? Ah! Nailed it. That's 3 cups of our all-purpose flour. Ooh. Bam! good thing this is all-purpose flour and not one-purpose flour. Thank you. I cracked myself up. Ta-ta! There we go. Remember that friendly little doohickey I mentioned? Sometimes it's very particular how you want to stick your teaspoon in. Still, super useful. Throw in your 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Half a teaspoon of salt. Salt! Salty. And these cookies love their cinnamon. Really puts the snicker in Snickerdoodle. So we're putting in 1 1/2 teaspoon. Now we mix. Whisk it all away. Now you might be asking, hey Britt, what if more dinner guests come over to your housewarming party and they want more?
The answer is RSVP next time so I can make enough.
Once you've got both your bowls nicely mixed, you're going to add your dry ingredients in 3 parts. So you'll essentially put in 1/3 of your mixture and mix, and then repeat that process 2 times. It might seem finicky, but if it works, it works. And your dough, by the way, will be quite thick. Make sure you're scraping those sides so that you don't miss any mixing opportunities, dry ingredients, what have you. Make sure that gets nicely blended. If your dough isn't thickening up the way you think it should, don't be afraid to add some more flour. I'm going to add about another 1/2 cup at a time and see what that does. This might just do it, but we'll see. There we go. Nice and thick and sticky. That's what we wanted to see. Finally, the time has come to actually form the doodle. Gonna take a little bit of dough, roll it up into a ball. If it's a little sticky, it's cookie dough. What do you want? Roll it in the flour, or the cinnamon sugar, not the flour, and place it on your pan. There we go. See, that's more like it. That'll do her. The first one might not be a pretty doodle, but it'll still be a tasty doodle. And if you need that little extra touch of sweetness, go ahead and sprinkle on some more love. And by love, I mean cinnamon sugar. To finish her all off and really get the house smelling like a home. Pop these in the oven for about 10 minutes. Unless you're making one ginormous, massive just hunk of Snickerdoodle, you're probably going to want multiple baking trays, because one definitely wasn't enough for me, so get those prepped ahead of time.
Oh, yeah.
So your cookies should look just about like this when you pull them out. Now when you're baking, make sure you put it on the top rack here, because if it's too close to the element, if you've completely rolled your cookies in cinnamon sugar, the bottoms may end up a little darker than you want. So you want them more like a... there we go. Like a pretty light brown. That's a perfect cookie right there. It also helps if you just roll the tops in cinnamon sugar and not the whole thing. Let's just see how good these cookies are before your guests nosh into them.
Mmm, so good.
Oh yeah, fluffy, just sugary enough. I think these will be a crowd pleaser no matter what your party is. How about you? What's your favorite type of cookie? Are you a Snickerdoodle fan? Do you like chocolate chip, peanut butter? Let me know. Maybe I'll make it here on the show. Until next time, I'm Britt Rochelle. Please feel free to check out all my social medias. I'm just about everywhere, so let me know what you think of the video. Thank you for watching, and stay peachy. Feels good to be in my new home. Maybe I should invite some friends over. Maybe I'll even make some Snickerdoodles.
What are you doing?
I'm making Snickerdoodles. Look, it's a kitty.
I thought you were going to bake the Snickerdoodle.
I have to bake for these people?